Well,
gotta
I've
share it in
we're
the One
starting
Piece
now.
Discord.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, I'm Ben.
I'm Ram.
Welcome back to the One Piece versus 4K podcast, where we compare the One Piece 4Kids anime to the Funimation dub, sometimes sub, and throw comparisons to the manga. We're back again today for episode 38 of our podcast. Episode 38 from my end. I don't even remember what episode we left on last time with you.
So last time, last time, it was episode 39. So this one was supposed to be episode 40, but obviously, there's like the whole like cut and paste stuff. So this week, it's hopefully episode 40. Like I covered up to 41, just in case, because I think the other it's like 40 is cut into two parts basically, and your last episode actually contained the first part in the last episode, so there's no way like the second half is going to get stretched out. If anything, I think they'll add episode 41 into that episode, so I'll be doing 40 and 41.
Gotcha. All right. Well, we'll see what
Yeah,
happens. Um,
yeah, definitely.
yeah. So, what's been going on with you?
Oh, so actually on the One Piece manga end, oh man, the it's like the last chapter was so good. I can't remember if the previous chapter before that was last week or if there was a buy. I don't think there was a buy. Actually, let me just check the Shonen app really quick. Because like it was just the last chapter was like I think everybody considered it the best. Like it's been like a repetitive thing that people have been saying throughout this, basically throughout this arc, is that they're just like, oh, this is the best chapter of this arc. Uh, like that's what they're constantly saying. So actually, yeah, two chapters. Yeah, so 1022 and 1023 were back-to-back weeks. So, yeah, there wasn't a buy. Um, yeah, it was just like like it's kind of like a repetitive thing where like people are like, "Oh, this is the best chapter of that arc," or "This is the best chapter of that arc," over and over. And then but that's why I was but this last chapter, I think up until right now, a lot of people have said this is probably like yeah, it was a repetitive thing where people were like, this is the best chapter of this arc, because basically like they kind of discussed Son, and this is actually something I'll talk about today when I kind of recap the part I didn't the the section of the episode I didn't cover in the last one. I'll kind of talk a little bit about today, but they did talk about Zoro's origin a little more, or at least people that they think is linked with Zoro. And same thing happened with Sanji. Some stuff regarding Sanji they talked about, and yeah, it was the chapter was just like a huge banger of a chapter. But we pretty much got like the last. I think this is going to be the last of the big fights. Not including the boss fights, which is Kaido and Big Mom. And like even though they're technically already in progress, it's like I think so basically Zoro has a fight. Oh, 1 second.
Yeah. So, we're still on.
Sorry.
Yeah. Go ahead. So, Zoro has a fight.
Yeah, Zoro has a fight, Sanji has a fight, and basically a couple of other characters. Also, it's like this is their final. This is like their big fight of the arc. Kind of similar to what's happening in this arc right now, with the Arlong Park. It's like it usually ends up being like this is their title match of the arc kind of thing. So it's like yeah. So basically, we got the final set of big fights for this arc, and um, yeah. but I think the biggest thing was learning about Zoro's lineage and Sanji's lineage. That was the huge thing about this arc. That was exciting. So yeah, and then so yeah, we're having three straight weeks of chapters. I do think the manga is kind of back to the regular schedule um, for the most part, because I'm seeing like each month they have like three chapters, which I think is the normal rate that they do this. So I think they're getting close to pretty much being back at whatever it is.
That's good.
Um, yeah. So I think so. I'm not quite sure. I think people may disagree, but I think that's what it is. And then the episodes, they were pretty decent episodes. I don't like, yeah, I mean, I think some of the previous episodes were way better, but like, it was still pretty decent episodes. So yeah, I mean that's kind of what's been going on with the One Piece world. And even though I thought I wouldn't watch My Hero Academia, I did I did watch like one or two episodes of that show,
Oh,
and
nice.
yeah, it's pretty much one to one with the manga, and I don't think they're doing like weekly episodes like they do with One Piece. So I think that helps with their pacing, because yeah, right now it's pretty much like one to one. Like from what I've read so far, to what I'm seeing on screen, it's like there isn't like, at least I haven't noticed them cutting anything out or anything, you know. So yeah, My Hero is pretty good.
Cool.
But yeah, what's been going on with you?
Yeah, let's see. Oh man, I just had it and then I just totally forgot. Oh, I guess on the anime front, I did actually. Um, we've Laura and I finally started watching more Cowboy Bebop, so you know,
Mhm.
I've seen that show, but I want to finish watching it before the Netflix thing comes out. So we watched
Yeah.
like, I thought we were like, I thought we only had seen like 3 episodes, but it turned out we had seen like five. So we watched like episodes 6 and 7, I think. Yeah, and that honestly, that anime, like, it's like when I first watched that anime, like I watched it all on like during a week or whatever, and I think I
Mhm.
just like I love the anime, but I just think I kind of just binged it too much, you know. Like rewatching
Mm.
these episodes again is making me enjoy it even more than I did. I loved it then, but like I'm enjoying it even more now. Um, so yeah, we need to watch like maybe 2 more episodes tomorrow during lunch. I think we should be able to, but yeah, we're just gonna kind of watching a couple episodes here and there. Yeah, that show's great. I recommend it if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, I think I think that's pretty much on the docket of shows. It's like, yeah, I gotta watch that. I'm still trying to finish Neo Genesis Evangelion.
oh yeah,
Um,
have you
and
watched
I'm
any more
still
episodes of that?
I no, I think
Got
I
it.
watched like a few episodes and I stopped, but I really need to watch it.
I know. I need to actually go and watch that too. There's so many other animes that I want to watch. I actually want to finish
Yeah.
Cowboy Bebop because I want to watch the movie. They like made a movie after the anime. That kind of like closes out
Mm,
the anime. And I've like the dub for Cowboy Bebop is fantastic, but one
mm,
weird thing, I guess about me or about me watching Cowboy Bebop, I've actually never seen the dub for the movie because I watched like a fan sub for the movie when the movie came out in theaters, like in Japan or whatever.
mm.
Um, so yeah, so I've never actually seen the American dub of the movie, which it's kind of weird because I've watched the whole show only dubbed. Um, yeah, so
Oh,
I'm
okay,
looking
okay.
forward to watching that movie actually dubbed for the first time. Um, but yeah, other than that, I did watch the a couple nights ago in Laura's Discord. Um, we watched the Black Widow movie.
Oh yeah, I haven't watched that yet. I need to watch that.
Yeah. It's all right. Honestly, like I had heard that it was just meh, and honestly, I think it's probably the worst Marvel movie. Um,
Oh no.
it's not
Okay.
bad. It's not bad. There's some parts that are genuinely funny, but like one of the things that like Laura pointed out about that movie, like it's like there's like jokes in that movie. There's like comedy in the movie, but the comedy in the movie happens at the weirdest times. Like it'll be like something super serious, and then there'll be like some comedic scene like immediately following. It's like I don't know. It's like the movie doesn't take itself serious at all. I
I
don't know. It's weird. It's weird though. Like the way it is, like it'll be something serious and then someone will make a joke about something. It's like, what? I don't know. It just like doesn't land right. It's like awkward like pacing, like with the jokes.
think it's just because like they're not making the movie around the character, if that makes sense. Like like for instance, like with the DC TV shows, like with Green Arrow, it's like he's like a serious character. There's at least like the TV version of him, like they made him out to be like a Batman version of Green Arrow in a ways. Um so it's like a very serious thing and it's like a serious tone, but like Flash, there's like more comedic like things with the Flash, and the way that Grant Gustin portrays the Flash. It's like it's more comedic, so it's like you can add more comical stuff to it, but like you can't do that with like the Arrow, for instance. Not to the ex and like Tony's like Iron Man. There's a lot of comedic elements to him. Um, Same thing with the Hulk and Thor and stuff, but it's like Black Widow. It's like she's like a spy, like a serious kind of spy.
Yeah.
So
So,
yeah,
do you know anything about the movie, like the plot on what's supposed to happen?
no.
Oh, okay.
Only thing I know is that it's supposed to take part way earlier into the past. Um,
Oh, okay.
only because obviously spoilers. She
Yeah,
like
yeah. She dies
dies
in
in
the
game.
final movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, there's another character in it. That's good. That I am really hoping that we see going forward, and I think we will. Um,
Mhm.
see her going forward. I mean, do you mind if I spoil something? I think it's in one of the trailers that you did not
Yo,
see.
go ahead. Go ahead,
Uh,
dude. I
her,
don't really mind.
yeah. Well, this isn't spoiling much. You find out within 5 minutes of the movie. She has a sister, and she's in the movie.
Oh, okay. So yeah, she's gonna be the next of
I
kin
think
then,
so. Yeah, and
probably.
I really enjoy her character. I actually like her character more so than Black Widow, and more so than Scarlett Johansson. But yeah, I think it has potential for like a newer movie or just the new character showing up to be like way cooler. I'm excited for that.
Mm.
But yeah, the movie was just all right. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't that good. Did you enjoy Captain Marvel?
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that. I heard a lot of people saying that one was one of their least favorites, but that I like that movie more than I thought it would. Like the trailers didn't like make me think it was gonna be good, but I really enjoyed it.
Okay. Okay.
Uh,
Yeah. No. But I totally enjoyed Captain Marvel. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Um.
but this
Yeah. What were you saying?
is it Florence Pugh?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I guess like they gotta start the next one. I think like it's like this the side characters like they're the ones who are like um staying with like Marvel for longer because because I mean like shoot, not the Winter Soldier, Falcon,
Oh
I
yeah,
mean
yeah.
even the Winter Soldier, like both of them, like they were in like a lot of movies
Hmm.
and like they're signed on for like more, whereas like Captain America, Chris Evans, he's like six and then done. Like that's like
Yeah.
done. And same thing with Tony, Robert Downey Jr. and Tony Stark. It's like I don't know how many he did, but something like I don't know 6 or 7 or something. And then like he was also like done.
Yeah. Well, I think
Um,
it is cool now too how they're building up the characters in the shows. I still need to watch Loki and Winter Soldier. But yeah, I'm definitely interested in watching that, and I guess Hawkeye's coming out soon too. So
yeah. Yeah, and it's like so they're like these side characters, but like the actual actors, like they're like yeah, it's like because like a lot of them are taking up the mantle, but like except obviously Thor. I think he's still in a couple more movies. So Chris Hemsworth extends his stay as Thor.
yeah. Oh yeah. Speaking of this whole Marvel thing, did you see the trailer for the new Spider-Man?
I haven't actually. Yeah, I did. Yeah,
I was gonna be like,
yeah.
wow. Yeah, yeah. It looks pretty good. I
It,
mean,
it was so
you think
hilarious.
Toby's gonna be in it?
I heard rumors about Toby and Andrew Garfield, both of
Yeah.
them being in it.
Yeah, I mean they've
Um,
already had. We already know that the villains from those movies are in it.
hmm, yeah, I know Jamie Foxx is gonna like repeat like his villain.
Yeah, and
I don't
then in the
know.
trailer it shows the Doc Ock from the other movie from the original trilogy.
Hmm. Oh man, that's gonna be interesting. How it goes,
Yeah,
because
like a
obviously
whole
it's
Spider Verse
strange.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did you hear about Grant Gustin?
I heard that he might be
Um,
leaving the Flash.
Not only that, but he might be in like Flash movie.
Oh,
Like,
dude, if that happens, that would be freaking awesome.
well, I mean, I don't think he has like an extensive. I think it's one of those
Cameo type things.
cameo type things. Yeah, similar to how Ezra Ezra I was gonna say Ezra Klein, Ezra Miller showed up on the Flash TV show.
Oh, he did? I
Um,
didn't know that. What?
yeah, yeah.
My God, dude, I need to get caught up on that show. I honestly, man, I just hate that. I hate like watching like Arrow and Flash, like having to watch them both. Honestly, I just want to watch Flash, but I want to see what happens with Arrow. But it's just like the connections is what gets so annoying, man. You know, like having to like it's a huge commitment. Um, but
Like,
yeah, I'll
wait,
get there.
like, I mean, where are you? I mean,
No, I
like
think I got
for
like
this.
two more seasons of Arrow, and then I'm
Oh, okay,
done.
okay.
Yeah,
Because like,
but
I
there's
haven't.
there's like too
Okay,
much like time like that's gone by too. So like when like I'm like halfway through a season, so like it takes a while like while I'm watching to remember what happened. I don't want to watch it again because there's so much damn filler in those episodes. And like I don't know. I think like also too like if I've somehow I've lost my place on those episodes on Netflix like multiple times. Like it's I
Hmm.
haven't even watched them. I don't know what's going on.
Okay, okay. Like, with me, it's like, full disclosure. I think like after, this is during Infinite Crisis.
I haven't even watched that.
Yeah. The thing is, like, that is the last, the ending of Infinite Crisis, and then I think I watched a little bit into Flash, and then that was it. I
Yeah.
haven't finished. And then, like, legit, like, as soon as the pandemic hit, like, I stopped watching, like, DC TV shows entirely. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, they had to stop production for a bit, and then I just never picked it back up.
Dude, that would have been the perfect time for us to catch up, but no, we didn't. Yeah,
Basically, like, yeah, yeah, I mean, like, yeah, Ezra Miller. I think it's Ezra Miller.
yeah.
Um, he appears briefly in Infinite Worlds or Infinite Crisis. I forget what the
Oh, wow.
title of the
I feel like I
crossover is.
might have heard that, but maybe I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy, everything that's going on with the DC TV shows. Like,
Yeah, and
like the fact that, like, I haven't seen the new Batwoman, but, like, the casting was just perfect with Ruby Rose, and then, she gets pissed off and leaves the show, and then apparently they're recasting someone else as her now. I don't know, man. It's like a
Oh
mess.
wow.
Yeah, they're recasting someone that sort of kind of
Yeah.
looks like her because in the show they make her disappear and then supposedly at one point they like ended up cutting her out of like a flashback that was like a flashback to Infinite Crisis. And people are
Mm,
like, "Dude, what the hell is going on?"
yeah. I heard like I don't know how true the rumor is, but I did hear like I think she like the work hours were insane or
Yeah.
something, and something like that. And I don't know. I think she was led astray with that. I'm not quite sure. I think it was like the work hours were crazy, and like I think she also wanted to kind of like I guess be as the like person, I guess interact with fans or something. I'm not really sure, but I heard like there's like a lot of
Yeah.
background stuff that happened. But yeah, dude, it's like when everything shut down and production for everything shut down, like for some reason I just haven't watched any DC TV show. But yeah, with regards to Grant Gustin, yeah, it's similar to how Ezra Miller appeared on Flash. Grant Gustin,
Might
there's
appear
a
in the
rumor
movie.
that yeah,
You
yeah,
think Sheldon's going to appear from Big
in
Bang
oh
Theory?
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know, man. Just the you remember the whole stupid thing about Sheldon and the Big Bang Theory? Like he wore, apparently he wears like apparently like
Everybody wears the Flash.
no. Apparently someone wears like a Big Bang Theory shirt in The Flash or something. I don't know, some
Oh,
stupid thing.
Cisco.
Cisco, yeah. And apparently, I wait, isn't he out of the show now, or he's leaving? I heard. I don't know.
I think all of
Anyways,
them want to like leave.
yeah, the show. They
Uh,
should just. The shows are going on for too long. They just need. I mean, yeah, we're getting sidetracked. I guess we should get into the episode here.
yeah. Okay.
Um,
So before you
yeah.
do start yours, I guess one of the things I think we kind of left on like kind of a cliffhanger was I think you said that when Sanji was fighting Kurobi, he was using like food names or something.
Oh yeah.
So so actually I don't know at what I can't remember at what point he starts to name his attacks after French moves. Um, but like basically like Sanji dives in and then Kurobi follows him into the water and blocks him from helping them, and then he's about to go, and then Sanji blocks him, and in the underwater scene, like Kurobi, starts attacking Sanji with his fishman karate, and then he grabs him, he takes him all the way close to the surface, and then rapidly goes down, and it's like damaging his internal organs. See,
Mm-hmm.
like his like things get flapped and stuff, and then he's about to do that again, and then right as he's about to do that, Sanji remembers that like about how like while they're underwater, the fishermen probably aren't using their lungs. They're breathing in through their gills. So he breathes into Kurobi's gills, which kind of drowns um, Kurobi
Yeah.
to
So
make
wait,
him.
are you recapping what happens at the beginning of your episode?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah, I got it. Okay.
yeah. And then we'll get to the
Yeah.
title and stuff. So yeah, so they go back, and then so now that they're back on land, like the thing was when Kurobi was uh actually this is something that I wanted to mention really quick. When Kurobi was like basically beating up Sanji, using fisherman karate, and he notices how Sanji is still able to kind of like keep hold. Like Kurobi talks about how he's like, you like superhuman or something?" And the reason I mentioned this is because it kind of ties into, and this is something no one like with the four kids will ever get to because this is way past. But basically, um, and I guess like this is like an Easter egg that like people just tend to forget because like you don't know about it until kind of later on. But basically, like Sanji actually has brothers, and his father, his actual father, he actually genetically modifies all their kids. So in essence, like and that's what how it kind of ties into the latest manga chapter is that they kind of mention about how Sanji might be part like Lunarian or something, which is like this creature that basically like they lived in a place and so it's so people are thinking well Sanji's probably like infused with him that way in a bit or something like that. So yeah, so it was like a nice little tie-in. I didn't realize that like the little Easter egg was dropped all the way back in this
Yeah,
arc.
that's crazy.
Yeah. So yeah. Now that they're back not that they're back on land, Sanji kind of tells Kurobi, "Hey, come fight me, where I can breathe." And then Kurobi's like, I'm a fishman. I know fishman karate. It doesn't matter if I'm in the water or on land. And then Sanji, he starts attacking him, and before he attacks, like when Kurobi was attacking him, he talked about how like Sanji's like worthless, his love for Nami is worth nothing, and how he can't protect anyone and stuff. So when they're on land, Sanji attacks Kurobi, talking about how like, what do you mean my love for Nami is like worthless, and what do you mean I can't protect people or stuff. He just like starts yelling at Kurobi as he's fighting, and then basically so the attacks are body parts. He's like he hits him on his leg, he hits him on his arm, he hits him on his chest, he hits him on his head, and that's what he says. He's like leg, arm, chest, face.
Gotcha.
So he doesn't call it like food items. And then he kicks him. Kurobi flies through the building and he's defeated. And I think that is where we left off, which is where we're gonna pick up. But yeah, I just wanted to just recap that and to address those questions. But yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, so yeah, that's exactly where it ends and where mine picks up. My episode 38, by the way, is called The Comeback Kid.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, the episode opens with Sanji telling Nojiko to hurry up and get Luffy. Genzo then comes up for air and says he needs, a breath of fresh air, and for Nojiko to take turns trying to get Luffy out. Usopp is then seen running from Chu, but all of a sudden he turns around and says, like, I guess, like, kind of to the camera or whatever, the old me would run away, but the new me runs until the person chasing me is too tired. Then I take aim. At this moment, he aims his slingshot at Chu and fires a bomb at him, but it doesn't phase Chu as much as he continues running and just kicks Usopp in the face. Chu then says Merman never gets tired, and did he think that Usopp could actually hurt him? Usopp says, yeah, he did, and pulls out a hammer and socks Chu with it. And there's a funny animation where his lips fly up his head like a cartoon. So wait, is it actually a hammer? Like a mallet?
Eh, So it is a mallet,
Yeah.
but they cut out a part.
Okay.
Um, so basically, so yeah, we cut to Usopp and like Usopp is actually laying on the ground and there's like supposedly blood all over and then Chu talks about how he basically defeated Usopp just with water pistol water, I think like a water squirt or something like that. With the squirt gun or something, squirt shot or something like that. And so Usopp's laying in like this like puddle of like what we think is blood and then Usopp is actually he says it was a good thing I had my ketchup star because it's like ketchup all over and he just pretends to basically lay there pretending to be like dead or something and then as he's walking away Usopp then starts to kind of get up as she was walking away, Usopp starts to get up and like he tries to like find a way to kind of tell his people why he wasn't able to defeat you he was telling people, he was thinking about telling them, "Hey, I fought valiantly." And then as he's trying to make up these excuses or something, he gets flashback of like Luffy inviting him onto the ship to join the crew, and then he gets a flashback of Zoro's determination when he gets cut by Mihawk, and then he then hears remembers something from what Sanji said, and then he recalls this flashback from when Nami pretend stabbed him and stuff, when she stabs herself, um,
Yeah.
and and then in that he kind of gets the courage to actually fight Shu. So he gets up, and then he says, "Hey, hey, hold on," and then Shu starts to come back, and then as Shu's coming back, Usopp shoots I think an exploding star or something, but it doesn't phase Shu, and like Shu punches Usopp down, which is where I think you are.
Yeah. Okay.
And then yeah, he
He hits him
does
with the
take the
hammer.
hammer. Yeah,
Okay.
basically, and his foot.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead.
Um. So yeah, at this point, then he gets out a magic rubber band that he calls Rubber Band of Doom and acts like he's going to flick it at Chu. At this point,
Hmm.
Chu like closes his eyes to flinch or whatever, and then he realizes that Usopp has disappeared. Is this what happens in yours?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because it was kind of hard for me to follow what was going on first, but I figured it out. Yeah, so next thing you know, a bottle comes flying through the air, and Chu catches it for it to explode in his face. Usopp calls it a fizzy soda trick. Is it known as soda?
No, it's alcohol
Okay, but the
or
alcohol
sake.
explodes like soda, right? Or I mean, like
Yeah,
it
yeah,
if
basically.
like fizzes like that. Okay. Um,
Sort of, yeah, yeah.
yeah. So then Chu says enough of these preschool tricks and begins to suck up a ton of water. Um, Chu then becomes like fat from sucking up all the water and then spits it all out, causing a ton of water to be flung out. Usopp's like hiding behind a tree and he acts scared, only for Chu to break the tree that he's standing behind. At this point, Usopp flings the what he calls hot salsa star right in Chu's face, which appears to set him on fire. Usopp then flings his hammer at him and knocks him into the rice paddy field to be shocked that he has defeated him. Is this what happens?
Sort of. So one thing I want to ask you, when Shu drinks up all that water and blasts, does it like take down a bunch of trees?
I didn't notice that, but I'm sure it could have happened. I just didn't
Yeah,
notice
because
that.
like the first attack that happens is like, he sucks up all this water and then he shoots down a bunch of trees, and then Usopp like looks and he gets scared, and that's when Shu sees him. And then yeah, so as Shu is about to
So
attack
are you
Usopp
saying the
again,
water that he shoots out is knocking down the trees?
it knocks down like a huge section of trees. It's like an empty space, basically, of fallen trees.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Um,
okay. I really do not know what goes on when I'm watching these episodes, but I don't ever catch any of these things. Maybe it's cuz you've watched it so many times.
well, I mean, also recently too.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so basically, like yeah, when Shu's about to attack Usopp through that, Usopp takes a flame star, and obviously Shu's drenched in alcohol, so
Oh, okay.
he starts burning in a fire, and he like goes and like he actually like he Shu runs to the water to kind of like put out the fire and stuff, and then like after he like does that, he throws the hammer, and then like um Usopp is kind of thinking that like he's defeated Shu, but then Shu starts to get up. Does he get up in yours, or is it over?
He doesn't start to get up in mine.
Oh, okay, well, so Shu like he's in the water. He put out the fire, and then he's like he like starts to like kind of growl at Usopp like you bastard or something. And then as soon as Usopp sees that, the scene kind of pans out, but basically Usopp takes the hammer and then he goes to shoot, and then he starts banging on his head, banging outside. He's like, hammer, 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 and then he's like rubber band of doom, and then hammer, 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 and then you just see Shu just defeated, and then like
Well,
he's knocked
okay,
out.
yes, yeah. So we don't see all that. You just see him. He's running around on fire, and then all of a sudden, he just like. I guess he does stop there, like in the water, and at this point, Usopp just flings the hammer at him once or whatever. So
Oh, okay. No, in
yeah, it's a
ours,
little
like
bit
he
more
like
violent.
just yeah, yeah. I guess
Yeah.
a little bit. Yeah. Even though you don't see it, it's like yeah. You could hear the sounds that it's like coming
Oh,
from,
okay.
and then you see the different like head bumps indicating multiple like bonks.
Got it.
Um, and then Usopp falls into the water, like just out of exhaustion from like defeating
Mm-hmm.
Shu. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, same thing happens there at that point. So then Arlong, it cuts to Arlong, and he said he hasn't even begun to fight, and
Mhm.
he holds up like a small, like some water in his hand, and says, with this he can defeat anyone. At this point, he slams it into Sanji's face, dealing a hard blow. Um, Nami has now shown up, and Arlong says, "Have you come to give me cash or to take out the trash?" This is such a stupid line. Uh,
Mhm.
it flashes back to Nami thinking about when she was crying in front of Luffy, asking for help. And then it, goes forward again. Nami tells him to get lost, fish face. Nojiko is then seen trying to get Nami, or wait, trying to get um, Luffy to
Luffy?
wake up. Yeah. And Luffy all of a sudden spits out all the water that he's sucked up.
Hmm.
Zolo then tells Sanji he's got 30 seconds to free Luffy, and he prepares for an attack. Sanji then dives down to kick Luffy free as Hachan gets up and says he won't let him set that rubber neck free as he dives into the water. Sanji then dives towards Nojiko as she realizes Hachan is coming for them both. This is the part that I don't get. Um, at, I don't know if they cut out something or what, or I just couldn't grasp what was happening. But at this point, it seems like Nojiko blocks the attack and he just flinches back.
Oh,
But
wow, they cut out a lot. Um, so, so Nami, she comes to Arlong Park, and then Arlong's like, "Hey, Nami, thanks for coming back." Like, he's like, "Hey, Nami, nice to see you," and like, she's like, "Yeah, all this happened, but it's fine. You'll just come be my navigator." And that's that. I'll just kill everyone. And then Arlong actually gives Nami a choice. One choice is to become the navigator for his pirate crew, and he would basically let everyone in Kokoyashi village live, but the Straw Hats still have to die. Or the other option is she stays with the Straw Hats, and I think like the Straw Hats die, and I'm not quite sure if like the villagers also die. I forget that part. So it was like a decision where like she's not free, and so what she decides to do is she basically turns to the village folk, and she basically says, "Hey, let's all as a village go attack Arlong together." And right at that moment, um, you see like Luffy spit out like all this water, and then yeah, basically Zoro says, "Hey, you got 30 seconds." He tells Sanji, "You got 30 seconds. I can hold him off for 30 seconds, but you got 30 seconds to go free Luffy." And he's like, "Yeah, 30 seconds is enough." So he dives down, and then Hachin, he gets up, and like there's this funny moment where like so Usopp comes in, shoots an egg at Arlong, and then he brings out Rubber Band of Doom and he aims it at Arlong, and obviously he's like very far away, and he aims it, and then Hachin gets scared, and then obviously the rubber band just falls to the ground, and nothing really happens. And then Hachin's like, "Hey, I was worried about the rubber band of doom," and like Usopp was like, "Yeah, I was totally aiming for you," or something like that. And then Hachin goes after Sanji, The thing is now, like obviously Zoro is like very beat up, um, because of
Yeah.
the slashes from Mihawk, and he just fought Hachin too, and basically he's like trying to hold off Arlong, and he has Arlong in like a two sword thing, but he can't. He's trying to like slice his Arlong's nose, razor sharp nose, but he's not able to, and then Arlong just stabs Zoro right in the chest where the stitches are, and he's like all bloodied up. And then he lifts up Zoro from basically he grabs his head and he lifts him up from his head neck area, um, like holds him up, and then he just rips off all the bandages and I guess all stitches, and he's like just all bloodied up. And Arlong is talking about how like, am I watching a man die in front of me? A person? Am I fighting a wounded man or something like that? And obviously now Hachin's like going after uh, like Sanji, and basically so then Sanji's trying to go to Nojiko to break the rock, and Nojiko notices that Hachin is behind him, and she tries to communicate there's someone behind him, but he doesn't get it, so he keeps going down, and then they meet at a middle point where he keeps going down, and then she decides to take the hit, and Sanji looks up and he notices that like Hachin's there about to hit her. And then we go back to Arlong and Zoro, and Zoro talks about how like if you stay still, the wounds will start to heal or it won't hurt, but if you move, the wounds will open up. And Arlong's like, it doesn't matter. Like it doesn't matter for you. You're hurt either. Like you're in a bad state either, whether you're moving or whether you're dead, because And then Zoro mentions how he's not talking about like Zoro's not talking about him. He's talking about the Octopus Man, because obviously Zoro just defeated Hachin, and then you cut back um, to Hachin, and then pretty much right as he's about to attack Nojiko, like his wounds open up, and then he just like he gets defeated without anything because his wounds open up and there's like blood everywhere, and he falls down and he goes down. So yeah.
Oh my god. Okay. They should have. They could have just put that scene back in there of Zolo saying that. I don't know why they cut that out because that's what was confusing. Because the only thing that happens after this is Sanji says, when this happens, it's just like it's like she's trying to brace for the attack, but it's like somehow she blocks it, and all of a
Mm.
sudden, at this point, you just see Hachin flinch back, and Sanji says maybe next time he'll let his old wounds heal before looking for new ones. So it's like the only thing I could say is okay, well maybe he was hurt, and but maybe somehow she was able to block him. Like it doesn't like the way they cut it doesn't make any sense. They should have at least included that part of Zolo saying that, um, to
Yeah.
further clarify what was going on. But no, they just cut out so much in that area that like the Zolo doesn't. You don't even see Zolo fight at all
Mm.
in this. So and actually, you do see Usopp show up, but he shows up later. Um,
Oh
so
wow. So they
yeah,
kind of cut out. Yeah.
it's
Okay. Go ahead.
crazy. So then Sanji says maybe it's because he didn't let his wounds heal. Sanji then kicks the rock, breaking it as Luffy's stretchy body begins to float upwards, flinging him into the air. Um,
Mhm.
Everyone from outside the fence sees him in the air and screams, "All right!" Luffy then performs a slew of Gum Gum attacks, slapping Arlong silly and breaking him through a wall, knocking him down shortly. Arlong gets back up and says, "Not too shabby." Luffy then asks if he wants some more as Johnny and Yosaku begin arguing on how he will defeat Arlong. Usopp then shows up and says maybe with some help from Usopp the Fearless, and he holds up like this sort of snake weapon,
Mm.
but doesn't do anything with it. Luffy, or then Arlong asks Luffy if he knows the difference between their species, to which Luffy says, "Yes, you stink, and we smell normal, and also we don't have webbed hands." This pisses off
Oh.
Arlong and says, "How dare you?" and tries to go after Luffy and bite him, but he misses and bites one of the pillars, and it causes the buildings to start crumble. So is
Okay.
what isn't there been anything different so far?
Yes.
Okay.
A huge
Wow.
part was cut. So yeah, basically, Sanji breaks the rock, and like Luffy, obviously rubber body. So like his body is like rushing from the water up, and then he launches into the sky, and everybody's all cheering and stuff. Obviously, Zoro is like being held up by Arlong, and then Luffy mid-air, like reaches out to Zoro, and he like pulls on Zoro, and Zoro's like, "Oh no, I'm not liking where this is going." And then he just pulls him up, and then he just flings Zoro in the air, and then everybody's like, "You idiot!" Just yelling at Luffy like, "You idiot!" And Luffy cried like basically uh, gets into Arlong, and Zoro. Then later on, we see Zoro kind of get out of the water and like get onto like land, kind of still hurt, but he talks about how like one day he's gonna kill Luffy or something in a comical way.
Uh,
But yeah, Luffy starts to throw a few shots at Arlong, and Arlong asks him, "Hey, do you know what the difference between you and me is?" Um, or fishmen or regular people are, and then he talks about how like webbed hands. Um, I forget the specifics, but he does use like webbed hands. Um, and then I think something about water or something. Nothing about strength. And then
he doesn't
Arlong
say
starts
anything
to.
about smelling.
I don't think he did.
That's kind of shocking because I mean, fish smell.
Yeah, yeah, I don't think he did. There's been kind of like breakdowns on like what different species represent in One Piece.
Uh huh.
Because like the thing with One Piece is that often there aren't any minority characters. Um yeah, like so one of the controversies, there's this one character who was portrayed as Tan in the first half in the anime, but then she becomes like white in the second half, and people are like, "Hey, did you like whitewash them or something?" And it's like apparently this character was always meant to be white, um,
Mm.
and like that's what you see with a lot of the characters, or that they're portrayed as tan in the anime, but in like it's like in the second half, it's like a lot of them are like not tan any longer. Like, um, I don't know if Usopp is considered tan right now, but like in the second half, he's like super white. So there's like a bit of controversy, but like so because of that, and it's not to say that there aren't like characters of like different colors in the second half. There are. Um, but like because all the main characters or all the major characters are all like white, like people like start to kind of do studies on what the different species are for like like
Mm-hmm.
do fishmen represent like black people or something, or Indian people or something, because one of the fishman characters that we meet up, Oda says his nationality is like Indian or something. So it's like people start to wonder like representation of like these different characters, because there's like obviously fishmen are a species, and then we actually eventually get to like another species, which I won't talk about because we'll actually interact with the species. So people start to think like, "Hey, what is this species? It what does it represent in the real world?" So that's why, like, when you said when they made the comment about like, it's about this person being smelly, I'm like, oh man,
Okay, yeah, it's
if
even
they,
worse if yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I
um,
mean, but if it's yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. But yeah.
yeah. But they might have said something about fish and smell
Yeah.
in the regular one too. I'd have to rewatch, but yeah, basically, yeah. So I think all the fight sequences are pretty similar so far. So yeah.
Okay. So yeah, at this point Luffy escapes, the rumble as the buildings are coming down, and Arlong says the difference between them is actually strength and power and velocity.
Mm.
Um, he says that they are the ultimate species and their kind, and that the humans are at the bottom of the food chain. Luffy gets up and says, "Nah, he doesn't think so, and he has plans, and will be king of the pirates someday." Arlong calls him pathetic, and says if he gives up now, he promises he will be a fair master to him. Luffy declines the offer and extends a hand for a fight because he knows he'll beat him. Arlong then picks up a piece of the rubble and kind of like tosses it, um, like just up in the air, and then Luffy then punches and breaks a piece of rubble as well. Arlong then says, "Try using that strength on something that fights back, or should he say something that bites back?" And then Luffy says if he's going to play with sharp objects, so will he. He picks up two swords and then starts slashing them at him. Arlong then slings them
Mm.
both aside with his horn and says, looks like he beat him by a nose, only to infuriate Luffy, causing him to punch him square in the cheek, sending him flinging back and breaking his teeth.
Mm. Oh, this goes into the following episode, episode 42.
Oh my god. Well, they
Oh
cut
man.
out so much.
Yeah.
Well, do you want me to just keep going? Did you watch
Yeah,
42
yeah,
or no?
keep going. I mean, I know some of the
Okay,
scenes.
got it.
I
So
know
you
like
can
all of
cover up a little bit next time what happens. Yeah,
yeah.
okay, so yeah, Luffy then says he told him nothing would get in the way of him in his dreams, and Nami is watching in shock at how easy he made it look. Luffy then says, when you try and break the human spirit, it just grows stronger. At this point, Arlong laughs and says, it grows stronger, eh? He may have a point. Luffy then says, wow, he proved a point, and everyone cheers, like Luffy has like changed his mind or whatever and somehow won the fight. All of a sudden, Arlong spits out his teeth, that he's kind of broken, and then forms new ones. Arlong then calls him a fool and pulls out another set of teeth, and only for them to grow back. He then uses both of the teeth as like a brass knuckle of sorts and starts punching Luffy left and right with them. At the last second, Luffy had grabbed one of his shoulders, or his soldiers, for a shield and pisses Arlong off even further. Arlong asks how he could do that, and Luffy replies, actually, you did. Like, you're the one who punched him. Luffy then gets an idea and dodges all of his upcoming tooth attacks by slamming him onto the ground and knocking out another set of teeth. And Luffy's wonderful idea is putting Arlong's fangs in his mouth. It's a very funny scene.
Yeah.
And Arlong punches him, knocking him back. Luffy and like everyone, like all the ongoers are like, is Luffy that stupid? Luffy gets up and says, "Oh no, now it's stuck." And Arlong begins hitting him again, left and right, with devastating blows. Luffy then begins to scream, but pulls his teeth out and slams it into Arlong at the last second, saying he bit him with his own teeth.
Mm.
And then Arlong says, all right, just give me the shot that will finish me once and for all. And Luffy just lets him have it. Usopp asks if it's over, and Genzo says it has just begun. At this point, Sanji says it's just the appetizer. And then Luffy gets up and says, let's finish this. And the episode ends.
Yeah, so really quick thing. So like yeah, when Luffy takes Arlong's teeth and like puts it in his own teeth and says shark teeth, before we pan on to Luffy having the shark teeth, we see like Johnny and Yosuke kind of like everyone's like dumbfounded at like what Luffy just did,
Yeah.
and Johnny and Yosuke are like, hey big bro Luffy, isn't that like unsanitary? Something like
Yeah, they
that.
didn't say anything like that.
Yeah. But yeah, okay, cool. So that's where the episode ends. I do think that will be covered in the next episode. It feels like, yeah, I think I need to watch like at least like 3 episodes with how much they're cutting out. And I do think there's going to be certain, I know like there's going to be certain dialogue. Um, I do wonder if that will be cut out just because of how like, how bad it is, because I do remember a lot of the dialogue, from this arc. And one of the things that he says, it's very like R rated or at least PG-13 rated.
Who says this?
Um,
Arlong?
Arlong says
Yeah.
this one thing, and I think they'll probably cut it out. Maybe they'll keep it in. And it's one of those things where like it insinuates something, and they don't outright say it, but it insinuates it, you know?
Hmm.
Um, So yeah, and this is something that I don't know necessarily know if they'll keep it or cut it out. So that'll be interesting to see. But yeah, I think I pretty much need to watch up until the end of the, I think, arc, because I think most likely in the next episode for you, I think they'll probably finish this arc.
And then yeah, they might. And then if they do, then they're the thing is if they do finish the arc, next episode, there's one, two, three, 4 episodes left in the season. So maybe it's like a mini arc or something.
Yeah, there is, yeah, a small little quick visit
Got it.
um that they'll go on before the end of, it's technically the end of the arc, but they also go on this like filler arc.
Got it. Okay.
Um, but yeah, I do think that I'll probably have to watch the rest of the season because um obviously it's like episode 2042 is what you kind of went into. And so I think I'll need to watch 42, 43, and 44, which is the last episode of this. And I do think they'll probably concise those three into that one episode into the next episode. So yeah, yeah, looking forward to it. Yeah. So what was the episode name for yours?
The comeback kid.
Oh, okay, okay. For me, for episode 40, which is the Sanji and Usopp fight. It was Proud Warriors, Sanji and Usopp's fierce battles. Episode 41 was Luffy at full power, Nami's determination, and the Straw Hat. And then the next episode, which is kind of what you guys went into, is Expulsion, Fishman, Arlong's fierce assault from the sea. Um, yeah. So, yep.
Gotcha. All right. Well, this is crazy how many episodes we're covering. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah, it's like the four kids version is like an abridged version. Um,
dude, like 4 kids like cut out an entire like arc, like a mini arc, a
wow.
mini adventure that they went on. And this mini adventure, I mean, obviously 4 kids ended, but had they kept on going, this mini adventure would have mattered what
Oh
they
yeah,
cut.
from them cutting it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
So
they
it would
could,
have been,
they would have just done like a quick little. They would have done an extra episode to recap the whole arc that they cut out.
yeah. I mean, even like the regular anime has like some weird explanations because like obviously Zoro in the anime, as we said, Zoro was like this kid going from like a village. He was just kind of walking around the village and challenges a dojo to a fight, right? But in the
Mm-hmm.
manga, he's always been part of the dojo.
Oh yeah.
And the problem is that there's a conflict with the current arc, because the headmaster of the dojo, he might be related, which is Koshiro. He might be related to Wano, and it's possible. And there's like this theory that like a lot of people are theorizing that like he actually took in Zoro at a young age, and that's why Zoro was always part of the dojo.
But
But
it'll be
obviously,
conflicting in the anime.
yeah, because in the anime, Zoro is like this little orphan kid walking around. So it'll be interesting to see what happens because, like, this is just a theory. Nothing has been confirmed yet.
Yeah.
It's just a theory. So yeah, because the reason why they say that is the sword that Zoro keeps in his mouth, um, the sword that he got from Kuina. We actually found out in Wano that that sword was made in Wano by a Wano swordsman. Um, sword wielder, sword welder, person who makes swords. Um, so yeah, because of those like Wano ties, like a lot of people are theorizing that like Koshiro is from Wano and that he may have taken in Zoro at a young age. So it's like I don't know how the anime is going to cover that. So we'll have to see.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, we shall see. We'll be back in 2 weeks. Thanks everyone for listening. And yeah, shouts out to our one person in the chat. It's Chris for chatting some emotes, I guess. Um, but
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
yeah, thanks for listening or watching our names appear on and off the screen as we talk. But yeah, that's it from this episode. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.